Hardware virtualization has made it possible to run multiple isolated instances of operating systems concurrently on the same physical hardware. Containers represent the next stage in the virtualization of the computing resources. Container based virtualization allows you to virtualize the operating system. This way, you can run multiple applications within the same instance of an operating system while maintaining the isolation between the applications. This means that containers within a virtual machine will provide functionality similar to that of a virtual machine within a physical server. To better understand this concept, let's go ahead and compare containers and virtual machines. As far as isolation is concerned, containers typically provide lightweight isolation from the host and other containers as well, but does not provide as strong a security boundary as a virtual machine. If you look at virtual machine, a virtual machine provides complete isolation from the host operating system and other virtual machines. And this is useful when a strong security boundary is critical, such as hosting applications from any competing companies on the same server or the same cluster. Operating system has two modes, right? The kernel mode and the user mode. When you're looking at containers, operating systems runs the user mode portion of the operating system and can be tailored to contain just the needed services for your application using fewer system resources. As far as virtual machines are concerned, it runs a complete operating system, including the kernel. And that's one reason it will require more system resources like memory, CPU, and storage. How do you deploy a container? And how do you deploy a virtual machine? You will deploy individual containers by using simple Docker command lines or even Kubernetes command line. So you can deploy multiple containers by using an orchestration service such as Azure Kubernetes Service. When it comes to virtual machines, you will deploy individual virtual machines by using Windows Admin Center or Hyper-V or VMware or using PowerShell or using System Center Virtual Machine Manager. Every application needs some kind of a persistent storage. When it comes to containers in Azure, you will use Azure Disks for local storage for a single node, or you can even use Azure Files for storage that is shared by multiple nodes or servers. In the virtual machine world, you will be using a virtual hard disk for local storage for a single VM or an SMB file share for storage shared by multiple servers. Redundancy, fault tolerance, and resilience are key for any application. In case of containers, if a cluster node fails, any containers running on it are rapidly recreated by the orchestration service or another cluster node. When it comes to virtual machines, the virtual machines can fail over to another server in a cluster with the virtual machine's operating system restarting on the new server. And this means that for several use cases, container services will offer significant advantages over physical machines or even virtual machines. Let's talk about the advantages of containers in the next lesson.